can.
Sure.
Question regarding your noise contour slide. The 65 DNL, is that decibels?
DNL is a combination of all of the aircraft flying in and out of the airport. It's a noise metric. So it's a yearly average of noise. Okay? So it's a metric of decibels, yes. But it's the yearly average. Take all of the aircraft flying in and out of the airport, put them into the computer model with where they're going, what type of aircraft it is, and you'll see the yearly average of the noise around the airport.
Okay, so that's yearly average decibels.
You might put it that way. With the penalty during the nighttime hours of 10 aircraft per lot.
Different weights.
Different weights?
Different things are weighted differently.
Night flights are worse.
Okay.
Times 10.
Okay, so I live in Boulevard Park, 12th Avenue South, which is an extension of the third runway. So when we had the noise monitor in our neighborhood, we were getting average readings of 75 decibels, and they were going up above 95 decibels.
Yes.
So we're way above the noise mitigation.
That's not on the yearly average. It's for the small time frame that the noise monitoring is being done at your house. You have to take into account that the aircraft are going north sometimes and south sometimes. You may not have as many aircraft going over during the north flow time frame because they're not all coming over your neighborhood at that time. So you're taking into account not just that small period that the noise monitoring was done at your house. And I'm not sure who's done the noise monitoring.
It was the RCA.
Okay, but it was just the small sampling, and that small sampling can't be used to depict a yearly DNL average.
Okay, so what do we need to do the year-long
We are going to review that average again. That's a part of the process of this Part 150 program coming up. We will be looking at that yearly average of noise for all aircraft flying in and out of the airport, and we'll produce those noise contours for that. So when we produce those, you'll be able to see where you're at in relation to the noise contour.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I am a 40-plus year resident of Charlotte, and I'm here to voice my frustration. This is just voice my frustration over the commuter planes that are now taking off and landing over Charlotte. Between 2 and 3 years ago, we started to notice in our community 1 or 2 a day commuter planes coming and going and landing, going over Charlotte. At this time, I sat in my bed with the windows open on Friday night and counted 6 of them at 11 o'clock at night, taking off, going over our home. And my question is, who made the decision to not send those commuter planes all the way down to the Duwamish industrial area around Alki? And in making this decision, was the community thought of? Is this something to save fuel? Was this a board decision? Was this an FAA decision? Or was it a decision by the airlines to just all of a sudden, every minute or so, send commuter planes over this community that never had them flying over them before?
Smaller aircraft have never flown inside the noise abatement borders, and that's due to that they're slower aircraft. So if we have jet aircraft departing, and you have a smaller propeller aircraft, you can't depart another jet aircraft in behind that because the jet aircraft is going to be much faster. So those smaller airplanes are turned out all the time. They're outside of the jet corridors. So it's nothing new that we've been turning those out at any time. The FAA makes the direction. You might clarify this with me a little bit more about when they turn those aircraft, but it really depends on the amount of jet traffic in the sky and where they have to separate them out from. Was that?
I'm here to tell you that 3 years ago, none of them ever at all, never ever went over short. Now they all go over short. Every single one, every time. So did we not have commuter planes 3 years ago prior to that? Or I know. decision to switch the flight path, and who do I need to talk to get that flight path changed back to going straight down to the launch like they used to?
We will look at all of our noise programs coming up again. If you would like to discuss it further with me, I would be happy to meet with you and look over all of the flight patterns and see what's going on. I can guarantee you not every aircraft is going over your house, but it may seem that way at this point. Let's sit down.
You just flashed it up on the screen. I could see all the commuter planes peeling off early that used to go straight. So you have
They're going off both ends in both directions.
Yeah, but where were they coming? Where were they peeling off before? Because they weren't going over Shorewood before. So I'm curious. Do you have an answer to the question?
I would have to look up the historical maps and where your house is in relation to the flight tracks. I would be glad to sit down with you in my office and look over the programs again. More than happy to. I have all the flight tracks from 15 years ago. We can bring those up and see if there's a shift in flight patterns. I'd be glad to do that with you.
Thank you.
Sure. Back over to the side.
Thank you, Stan. My name is Allie Larkin, and I too am impacted from the noise of the third runway. And as a neighbor of Dave Rose, not only my sleep, but my phone conversations, my television, and I think it's an interruption to higher thought. But I have two questions.
Okay.
This is black dust that I collected from my deck and my patio furniture. And my first question is for the audience. How many of you are experiencing a black dust in your homes? How many of you have seen an increase in the black dust since the third wave opened? My second question is to the Port of Seattle. Can you tell us exactly what this black dust is, the impact to our health when it lands on our bodies and we are breathing it?
I cannot, I'm not into the environmental section, but I would be happy to put the person who can answer that in touch with you.
I can answer that. I can tell you what's in it. Can I have the mic for a moment?
Yes.
It's PAH, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. It's a product of soot, it's a product of soot, which is from the combustion of jets. It's called PAH. It's attached to the very fine carbon particulate that comes from the combustion of jet fuel. It comes out of the engines. It comes out of the cowlings. It's called soot, and it's extremely highly carcinogenic. If you breathe it, because it's so fine, it lodges very deep in the lungs. It's harder to expirate. The toxic particles on the PAH, which are polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, cancer-causing chemicals, then leach into your bloodstream, and over time they cause cancer. Not only do they cause cancer-causing chemicals known to man, and EPA has already said that we would have a cancer risk increased in the communities around the airport, and State Department of Public Health has said we do have higher cancer rates in the communities around the airport. An extra 222 people over what was expected have died of cancer so that the airport can run their operations based on demand, whatever they feel like. They're killing us with their aircraft, they're causing us to get cancer, and they don't care about you at all.
In addition to that, also, we can say that there's your FSC, which I have. I live on 65th at Points, west of the airport. And ever since you started building that airport, our backyard and our deck and everything have got nothing but dirt for the trucks going by, making that noise and making one hell of a lot of noise. Now we've got the problem with your airplane coming in. They come in, when you're screeching call, I mean, you can hear it. It's just, your ears up like that. At night, the wrong balls, sit on the other runway for 90 seconds, rev the engine. I'm on the other side of the house, and I can feel the house going like that. I'm not insulated. I put up with this for a long time, I want to say that into it.
Okay.